If your marriage feels more like roommates than lovers, or if stress has built a wall between you, this podcast is for you.
We're Andrew and Lara, marriage coaches and happily married couple of nearly 20 years.
We're best friends, partners in adventure, and living proof that marriage can be both joyful and strong.
Every week we'll share real stories, practical tools, and one simple shift you can make to go from disconnection to intimacy, and from survival to thriving together.
Do you ever feel like you're passing each other in the kitchen, but not really connecting? This happens really easily, doesn't it, in a marriage?
Yeah.
We're going to call out the roommate feeling in marriage. It might not start like this, but then very quickly a lot of couples feel like they're just sort of doing parallel life, but not really.
Yeah.
The spark goes and they're just surviving together and kind of living parallel roommates.
It can be really subtle, you know.
Really subtle.
Yeah.
Has there been a season where we've felt more like roommates than partners? We're going to come back to that in a second, but because this is episode 1, we thought we better introduce ourselves. Like, who is us?
Who is Andrew and Lara?
And why are we doing a podcast? So here we are. We live in Atlanta, Georgia, but clearly this is not a southern accent.
Not at all, no.
We are Aussies.
Aussies, lived in London for a while.
Yes, Andrew's actually British-Australian because his dad's British and his mum's Australian. And we married in Australia. We've been married now for coming up 20 years and have 2 beautiful little munchkin kids. One's a middle schooler now.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is.
New seasons.
That's right. I'm actually an ICF professional certified life coach, and Andrew is?
I'm a physical therapist or physiotherapist, and I've really focused on that connection between body, mind and heart, and how to integrate that as people get better. I've seen a lot of chronic pain, those sort of things, and integrating the 3 together is a much more holistic way of approaching healing, and that's just exciting and my passion. So,
and the reason we're showing up in this way is that we have one of those marriages that we love being married. We're best friends, and there's a lot of marriage advice out there. There's not a lot of really happy, authentically happy married couples sharing, like pulling back the curtain and going, well, why is their marriage happy? What are they doing that I'm not? We're going to get down and dirty. That's probably not the best metaphor with you, and truthful with you about why this marriage has been beautiful and has been heaven on earth. Perfect? No, that is not at all what it is. So we've moved into the marriage coaching space. And there has been seasons where we've felt more like roommates than partners. When would you say we've most felt more like roommates than actual best friends or lovers?
Yeah, and it probably would surprise you, or it wouldn't be what you expect. So it wasn't a season that I remember where there was something big we were dealing with, or I've definitely let Lara down or hurt her feelings in seasons, and that's been a lot to work through, but it's not those seasons particularly. It's just when we were really busy and we were sort of both doing projects and things. The kids were really busy, and so it was layers of we're just both really busy. And I just stopped myself one time and we passed each other literally in the kitchen, and I started to feel like, why does it feel like this?
When did this happen?
When did this happen? You know?
Yeah, that's real. I think one of the obvious things if you have kids is when we had children, 2 of them, 14 months between them. I was in London and we had our first child, and then by the time that child was 5 months, I was pregnant with the second. And so that season was a bit of survival mode, and you have seasons in marriage like that, right? And we definitely have. And I think then we moved from London to Melbourne to be closer to family and things like that, to give the children something different. And I would say that that's probably the time we were like trying to get a house, trying to get set up. We had 2 little ones, establishing ourselves in a new city. I mean, we have lived such an adventurous life. I mean, we're that couple that have gone for our dreams. We've made international moves.
Multiple times.
And it's not easy a lot of the time. So I think there was a season there where we were just in survival mode. And having a strong marriage, you know, in those seasons is one thing, but already having maybe a weaker marriage in those seasons would be something entirely different. But I think if we're not intentional, full stop, if you're not intentional about stopping and seeing each other and saying, hey, I see you, I hear you.
Or just connecting, saying, okay, we're really, really busy, but babe, I love you, I miss you. I know we can't do it in this next 3 days ahead of us, but I just would really love to step out and have a date with you, or I'd really love to hug you and, just take a second with you,
I kind of like calling it like changing the frequency, because you can just be expecting the other person to do it, but I feel like one of the biggest skills we have in our marriage is the ability to, no matter what you're feeling, is move towards each other. Like I feel like we do that really well.
Yeah.
That no matter what's going on, it's like, hey, like we're walking past each other in the kitchen. Like there's days when you get home from work where I acknowledge that sometimes I don't even give you a hug or anything, because I am like, we call it head down, bum up, just trying to get, that's rush hour for a mum. Like the lunch is ready, the dinner on the table, the kids' needs, the bath times, like all of that. And I hardly acknowledge you coming in the door. And that sort of thing is where I go, I need to tune in and acknowledge that you've come home and spend that minute of connection saying, I see you, I appreciate you, I know you. Like that's the truth of it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Guys, we can be, I get it. And we're not always attuned to be going, I really do just wonder what she's feeling right now. Like we're probably more results driven. We're kind of more like, I want to get stuff done. Or when things are a little bit tension in the room, we'll kind of want to put our head on who's at fault. How can I fix it?
Yeah.
And it's not an easy one of like, oh, I can just fix this and everything will be sorted. I would go sit there some evenings and think, what am I doing wrong? What could I do better? Like, it's not my fault. And I'd go through, I do this, I do this, I do this. It's not about what you haven't done or have you done enough? It's really just about stripping that back and attuning to each other.
Yeah, and we acknowledge, like, every time we share something like this is what it's like for guys, or this is what, we recognize that not everybody fits every single box.
Yeah.
So we might speak for the majority, we might speak to the psychology of the majority, but we recognize that you might go, hey, I'm more like that, and that's fine. Just know that we recognize not everyone fits in a box, but it is quite common with men in their psychology that they want to fix it. Yeah, that's right. They want to fix it, or maybe are not always as tuned in to their feelings, although we know that doesn't fit for everybody, but just want to be careful, obviously, in that space.
That's well said. Well said.
So how do we, small check-ins, what are things that we would say we've done that are small check-ins that have shifted the atmosphere for each other? And I can tell you already what you do every day that really helps me is if I ring Andrew at work... And if I'm ringing, it's literally to say hello. It's because I miss him. I do. He answers the phone. He actually does. Now, I know that not everybody's going to be able to answer the phone. You might be a teacher in the middle of a middle school class and Jack, not really, Jack is just a metaphor, is climbing the table. You're not going to be able to answer your phone. But what I love is that it doesn't have to be quick. Sometimes, obviously, he can't answer. But for the majority, I know that I have a channel to him just to say, hey, I miss you, I love you, we have a little laugh, and that's it. It's cool.
Yeah, and it can be, obviously, I don't want to overcoach or anything, but what I would do is I know in my head, I'm busy, I'm really just with a room of people teaching, or if I'm treating, my hands are on patients, so I don't answer the phone.
That's true. You do.
But if I've got a room of people, I will just answer and say, hey, honey, I love you, and is everything okay? But I'm just in the middle of something, but I'll talk to you soon. And that can be all of it, just to acknowledge. Do
you know what I really love about that you do that as well, is that I feel like the most seen woman in your universe. Because, and I've never said that before, but like as we delve into this, like I go, you're probably in a room full of women because he's a physical therapist, works in the, Andrew's so passionate about like the heart, the mind, the connection, how pain works in the body, how pain is 80% mental. It's incredible stuff. Like he's in a beautiful space. And a lot of the field that he's in is women dominant. But yet everybody knows he's obsessed with his wife. Everybody knows. And then when I ring, I know that Andrew only has a heart for me. I'm the apple of his eye. And he does that through those little actions. And I love that about you, babe. Like, it's one of the things that I'm just like, I am the apple of your eye. And I got teary doing that. Isn't that lovely? Just that I showed you that vulnerability. These strangers listening.
Yeah, but I appreciate how other people just might have a different thing that really moves them more, you know.
Yeah, but what about you? Like, how do you feel seen, heard, and known?
Yeah.
Held even, like the soothing S's, I call them. Seen, soothed.
Yeah, it reminds me of those, what are they called? The love languages.
Yeah,
those things. They're always useful. I just maybe get home and then Lara attunes to me and sort of says, here's dinner, and and she's made the effort to time it with when I get home, and just, I know you've had a busy day, this has gone on, that's been a lot for you. That really just puts words on it. So the words and the having something for me is really just moves me a lot, and I feel really seen and heard.
Are you talking about an act of service?
Yes, I'd say that would be an act of service.
Okay, so you come home and you get food. Like, that sounds so traditional and beautiful. Yeah. But the truth is, it's not that we've intentionally gone, we're going to be traditional. It's that, Andrew, I have the ability, because I'm home more with the children. The children I pick up from school, like, I think I leave the house at 2:45, and then I'm on childcare shift until they go to bed, or wherever I'm taking them to dance classes or baseball or whatever. And so I'm more hands-on with the children. I work from home. Andrew doesn't. So I have the ability to do that. And I do love that about our marriage too. I feel like you and I are really good at going, what needs to be done? And we just do it. It's not like, whose job is it? Although, I do put the garbage bag near the door and expect that Andrew will take it, because that's gross. But I could do it. And I do it. It's not like your job, but you do naturally have your job, right?
You're awesome.
Like mowing the lawn.
You're awesome.
Andrew mows the lawn.
She's awesome. She's a little warrior, you know.
I'll do it. Andrew travels to work a lot.
Honestly, we've talked a little here about like the jobs in the house and splitting up roles and jobs and that sort of thing. And I just feel like without just the roles that we do, or without if it's dinner in the evening that I enjoy, it's more than that. I think even if I get home and everything's going on, and Lara's been doing some of her work and projects, and dinner's not ready, it's really not a big issue for me. I'll get on and say, I'll start it. And
that's true, he does.
We jump in. But the main thing is that she just stops and looks at me. Maybe it's a hand on the shoulder. So the physical touch is really big for me. But it's this that, you said this today, and she just sees or echoes the things that have happened that day, and then I feel seen and heard that way, that she just attuned to me and says, I appreciate you, or I can see you've worked hard, or I can see a lot has happened for you, or I really love how you do this as the husband at home, and that that's a really validating thing.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have heard of John Gottman's research, but incredible marriage research in the Gottman's Institute. But the research shows that couples who turn towards each other in small daily ways, like what we've been describing, are vastly more likely to stay happily married. So I say to you, it's not like those things just come naturally. It's a practice. I feel like one of the reasons I wanted to do this podcast with my husband is, one, a lot of people comment on our marriage. I actually asked people to give me feedback about what they see for this next season in our life. A lot of people, see us a lot because we've been in the artist space. Andrew specializes with Broadway performers, and he's worked with Coldplay and vocal physical therapy, and he's like the boss of that. That's why we're in the States. I'm an artist, and also more recently a life coach, but also a professional educator and an author with a book coming out in February. So it's like, well, why this space? It's because it's one of the things that has chugged alongside everything I do. My married life, I'm so passionate about marriage and parenting. And the thing that irks me, and that's when you know you're called to something, is that I go, one of the biggest things, guys, we can do with our life is get married and have children. Yet we go to university for our degrees, but we do not go to university for something that I think is even more important, and that is the home that we live in, the survival of our family and our marriages, and fact that society is built on this.
Living life well.
Living life well.
And feeling excited and passionate and sharing that with someone and doing well with those relationships around us, right?
And what really irks me is that I think people go in with no toolkit. They go into survival mode. They rarely go and pay for, because it's very expensive, and I get that.
It is.
The help they need. Don't maybe know how, and the help can be slow, and you're desperate and you need it, but they don't have a toolkit. So that's why I'm really passionate, and in future episodes we're going to talk more about the toolkits that we have studied and brought in, particularly around parenting and things like that. Not for this episode. But what I want to say is that we created a quick 3-minute little check-in that you can download. It's called the 3-minute check-in, the BMH shift, and it's a body, mind, and heart shift. And it's something that you can download for free from andrewandlara.com, and it can help you feel closer within 3 minutes. There's a science to it. As you know, I'm a life coach, and I've looked at the science of it. Some of us don't have time for 2 or 3 hour date nights. Do you know, this is one of the things I want to flip on its head. Like, often we're told in marriage by the experts, get a regular date night. I totally agree. I think date nights, we hardly ever have them. I just want to say that. We have a beautiful marriage. We rarely have a date night.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that I'm against them. One, we've often not been able to afford it on top of everything else in life. It's
because we appreciate you got to get the childminder.
You got to get a babysitter. And then you go out for dinner. And look, you're looking at $100 sometimes for all of that. Sometimes we've gone out for a quick drink. We do go on Wednesdays to a married couple group. We love that. That's a friendship thing. Normally around once a month at the moment. But what I want to say is that the small daily check-ins and the little things you do every day can, be just as effective as your date night.
Yeah.
If you can't get out and do a lot of date nights for whatever, I'm just saying this to encourage you. I'm not against them. I would love to have more, but the practicalities are that most people won't say, we can't all do it. Yeah. Depending on the season you're in. Look, if your kids have gone to college and it's just you and your home, that's different, right? Yeah. We're in a different season. We really are. So this 3-minute check-in's really easy for you to do. You're going to shift into calming your nervous system. You're going to check in with your mind, and you're going to do something for your heart. We won't demonstrate it here on the podcast today, but you can go there and grab it. It's something a preventative. It's like a 3-minute thing you can do every day to stop that silent drift, and it creates that daily safety. And it's just something from our marriage to yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Practically, what does it look like? Again, we won't do it right now, but it sounds complicated. Check in with your nervous system. I mean, that's simply just stop, breathe.
Yeah, that's good.
Right? And just do whatever you do well to just sort of calm yourself down and just and stop. And often that quick little check-in is just not a common thing. Or it's not. We put it off as kind of like, what's that going to do? And that doesn't solve everything and anything in your life, but if you can do it regularly, it regulates your whole physiology and your nervous system, and it can just get you more attuned to your body, and you can just get a little bit more in control of maybe some held feelings within inside of you and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, how often do we just stop in our day and go, whoa, what's coming up for me? Or, whoa, what am I feeling? Or, whoa, I really need to calm down. And there's a lot of buzzwords out there like somatic healing, which are very valid and beautiful. Andrew's a doctor of physical therapy equivalent. He specializes in all of this area, so when we say that it's not common for people to tune in to themselves, like I know as a life coach, 3% of people set goals, and that includes the marriage space.
You said 3%.
3% of people actually make a goal. So how many people are checking in with themselves and going, hey, what's coming up for me? How am I moving towards the goals for my life? When people do New Year's resolutions, You see the passion in my face right now, don't you, babe? Do they go to have a beautiful, better marriage? And I'm actually going to take actual action steps towards it. Or am I going to just go, well, it's to write that book, or those are great goals. But what about character goals? What about, I'm actually going to get a toolkit to get better at marriage, because my whole existence every day is built on a household.
Yeah, I'd say these days
marriage.
leadership.
Yeah.
Leadership's a thing in the corporate world, and
Yeah,
you know, in spaces of industries all around, you know, in different industries of the world, people are pushing into leadership skills and into personal, you know, relationships, that sort of thing. So that's good.
Yeah,
right?
it's good stuff.
So it might be you breathe deep. It might be you feel the ground under your feet. You grounding principles, you know, and different things there. And that's just to kind of just reconnect, just pause, you know, and then it's just to kind of check in, and then it's to direct towards each other and check in.
It's literally turning the frequency, and I don't mean that in like a weird way. I'm just talking of a metaphor of a radio station. It's like, well, I got to tune into the station of myself, what I need, and tune into the station of each other. And our free guide does that. So grab that at andrewandlara.com. I also want you to know that I'm available for marriage coaching. That can be one-on-one or two-on-one, like with your spouse, or pre-marriage if it's helpful. Life coaching's not therapy. We don't look backwards. We don't go into the trauma. We don't go into childhood. We go forward. How do we move from where you are to where you want to go with your goals? There's a science to that. It's a beautiful process.
Really powerful.
It's a very quick way to get unstuck and move yourself forward. I'm available for that. You can do that at andrewandlara.com as well.
Probably before I did a lot more work on myself and that sort of thing, I would be thinking this would seem out of character for me, because of I'm busy and she thinks XYZ. We get lost in our brains sometimes. So for some people might resonate with this, that they're like, this isn't like me, just to stop, calm myself, attend, and just check in and offer like, hey, I really love this about you.
It's not natural to you.
It's not natural. I mean, check out our link here. This is such an easy shift.
I don't think it's natural to anybody.
Yeah.
That's why I think one of the reasons we have a good marriage is that things that are not natural are natural now to us, because we've made them natural to us.
But what drives me is like, what life do I want to create for us?
That's good.
What life do I want to create for my family?
Yeah.
What example do I want to set? And what person do I want to be and known to be, and that sort of thing. And I might not be perfect. I am not perfect at all. But at least it's very present and very clear that I'm making effort towards that. And, you know, I might blunder it, but she can see the intention towards, hey, I really love this about you, or, you know, and that's just a conversation.
And just
regularly.
as a takeaway in this first episode, they're not always going to be as long as this one, not that it's even long, but one of the things we both do really well is that we are committed to our own wholeness and our own pathway, our own sense of how can I show up as my best self in my life.
You've done that really well.
Yeah, our marriage, our parenting. And that attitude is definitely in both of us. We're both bringing everything we have to the table every single day.
Yeah.
Not checking out.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that later. This is the check-in that will help you not check out. Don't forget, I mean, this is new. We would love you to leave us a review. Obviously 5 stars, 1 star's not that helpful, so don't bother if the haters out there. No, thank you. There are going to be different opinions. We recognise that. But we want to show up and say, you know what, until you've lived it, until you have a testimony and a story and lived experience, as we do, those comments, you know, maybe save them till you're there. Like, as we said, we're 20 years in. We love our marriage. We love each other. We've moved to we've lived in England. We've lived in Australia. We're now in the US. We got kids. We come from a space of saying, hey, we've done this. You can do it too. Here's what's working for us. And then bringing in our medical areas as well, or our science. So, I don't know. Just to tell you the truth about those things without overselling, just where we're coming from. So subscribe, share it with a friend, with a married friend, and let's together start to see you go from a drab to a fab marriage. I didn't plan to say it that way.
Drab to fab.
Drab to fab marriage.
Thanks for joining us on Marriage, Intimacy and Healing. Remember, connection isn't about perfection. It's about showing up.
If you want a quick way to feel closer tonight, grab our free resource, The 3-Minute Marriage Reset, at andrewandlara.com. We'll see you next week. And until then, keep choosing each other every single day.